When I was in New York a couple weeks ago, I was at a bar called Death Co, which is a bar that I've always wanted to go to because I got a book that taught me how to make a bunch of cocktails that they make at this bar. So I'm in New York and we go there and I asked the bartender what her favorite drink was. And it's a drink called the Fault Lines, and it's made with, well, we'll get into that. I described this one on my Instagram when I was drinking it as, this one fucks real hard. This drink is probably the best drink I've ever had, ever. It tastes incredible, and it's made with like these weird concoction of things, but all of it comes together and makes something really good. So today, I am gonna see if I can figure it out from the ingredients that they told me at the bar and the ingredients that are in the book, and figure it out from there. But first, it should be noted that I'm a pretty big cocktail enthusiast. When I go to a bar, I tend to ask for tastier things if I can, rather than getting just another beer or vodka soda or a whiskey ginger or something. Not that there's anything wrong with those, I like them just fine. But I also am interested in trying new things and trying new flavors and having a different experience every time I go to a bar rather than just getting another PBR. All the shade to PBR, by the way, just complete shade to PBR. And of course, I understand completely that it's a little bit pretentious. But at the same time, I like what I like. And I'm gonna figure it out here so that I can continue to do it whenever I want and don't have to deal with any of your judgments. But on that note, before we get into it, we need to do a bar cart tour. So first we'll just go through some of the basic stuff, the main alcohols. So for example, gin. I love gin. I have Beefeater, or a little bit left of Beefeater. It's actually my only gin I have left. I have a little bit of tequila left, some Blanco and Reposado. Don't buy any Jose Cuervo fucking ever. This stuff is really good. Also, if you like tequila, mezcal is really good. I'm almost done with this bottle because they're kind of expensive, but it's really good and it adds a smoky flavor to your margarita or whatever else you drink with tequila. I've got plenty of whiskey, so Jameson, which I probably had since a St. Patrick's Day at some point, but I just never finish it because Jameson's hard to drink. Jameson being an Irish whiskey, I also keep a lot of bourbon, so this is Eagle Rare that I got from my friend for my birthday, really good. I also kind of prefer Scotch whiskey, so here's a bottle of Scotch whiskey. Oh, Enoch, they say it on there. This one's really good, real smoky. I got this for Christmas and it tastes so nice. Another smoky Scotch whiskey I like is Lafroy. You know how to pronounce that one. This one is really good and I've had it for a long time because you can't just drink smoky whiskey all the time. Also have some Dewar's, which is good for like mixing with cocktails. And then there's this one from a distillery in Scotland called something. And this one you can get refilled if you're ever there, and maybe one day I'll go back and get it filled up. But it's really good too. I don't usually keep much rum because I usually drink it pretty fast, but here's some Royal Jamaican rum from Jamaica. This was a gift. I have this bottle of Absolute, and I'm not 100% sure where I got it. I don't drink a ton of vodka. I smell a lot of vodka. I have this apple brandy. I think I got this for one cocktail, like a salted caramel apple cocktail. It's pretty good. That's all I really have for like the main stuff. So let's take a look at all the other random things that I've accumulated. These two are Genever, one or the other pronunciation. They're from Amsterdam when I was there, and this was not even open. Hell yeah. But these are sort of like gins, but they're a little bit stronger. This one is an aged one, and you can kind of drink it almost like a whiskey. And they smell so good. Also, while I was in Amsterdam, stroopwafel liqueur. It basically is a liquor that tastes like stroopwafels. Allspice Dram. This is Allspice Dram. It has this super long bottle. I can't really remember what I used this for. I've had this bottle of Di Serono for a while. They're good for sours, like amaretto sours. Here's a bottle of moonshine. This is pretty much just when friends come over to drink it, so they don't drink any of my other stuff. Luxardo Triple Sec Orange Liqueur. If you're gonna buy Triple Sec, make sure it is good, because that sugary stuff is just sugar, and this is also just sugar, but it tastes better. Campari. This bottle's gotten dusty because I was really into Negronis for a while. Still am into Negronis, but yeah, it's been a minute because they get you real, if you know what I mean. Here's some aquavit that I got from Sweden. This one is real dusty. This you cannot buy outside of Sweden, and it tastes really good. So any aquavit that you're drinking here is probably not as, maybe not as good. This is a wine from an orchard in Illinois, made with locally grown apples, called Autumn Harvest. So I bought this in autumn, and I'm not a huge wine drinker, but they did say it makes a really good like fall sangria type thing. Should probably drink this sooner than later. Does wine go bad? Luxardo Maraschino liqueur. So this just is a like cherry flavored liqueur. Not a huge ton of uses, and it's really sugary, and you use it like in 1/4 ounce amounts. So yeah, this bottle lasts for fucking ever. This is Pernod, and it basically is like an absinthe, but not absinthe. I kind of got this bottle before there were a lot of options for, now it doesn't even open, before there were a lot of options for absinthe, and now there are way more options. You can pretty much get any kind of absinthe at any price range, but I bought this one, and I only use it for making Sazeracs, which just take a wash, which is why there's so much of it left. I keep a bottle of Fernet because I like to do it as a shot, but also just because it does mix with certain cocktails really well. There's a coffee cocktail I actually put it with, which was really good. Cold brew, Fernet. I don't know, maybe I'll make it one day. Of course, it wouldn't be a bar that I had if I didn't have Malort. God, I'm a mess. Like, I decided to keep this in my house. This is like something that I thought was just a joke that we had out of bars, but it turns out like, no, they just let you own it. Great. And then, that's it for the bar cart. Let's get back to making that cocktail. So that's a look at all the other stuff I have, but the 3 specific ingredients that they had there are not the same ones that I had here. Great. So I had to do some research, and I consulted their book to find out the exact ingredients that I probably needed to get. They told me a couple of them, but did I do this far? Where is this? I should have bookmarked. So number 1 they mentioned was aquavit. So in the book, there's only really 2 that they recommend. One is Linni Aquavit. I'm pretty sure this is the one that they use for everything. So this is Norwegian aquavit, and it's supposedly really good, and it's pretty much everywhere, and it's one of the only aquavits you can actually buy in the United States. So there's that. The other one was a sweet vermouth, which was the only one that I didn't hear. And I was unsure of like which one I actually needed to get, but I think it was this one because it was a long phrase that I couldn't really understand because it's all in Italian. Cochi Vermouth di Torino, which I just did that accent entirely as an imitation. I have no idea if that's correct. So I think it's this one. We're gonna fucking find out. And the last thing that they had was Cynar, which I'm again pretty confident that's the pronunciation of it. Yeah, so this is a liqueur that kind of tastes like artichoke, I think. I don't know. I'm going to find out because I'm going to taste them all separately and kind of figure out how these flavors all come together. When it comes to the actual taste of the cocktail, it almost had a like cake type of flavor to it, which surprised me a lot considering that these are three fairly disparate flavors. Aquavit just kind of tastes like a weirder sort of vodka ginny taste to me. Sweet vermouth is just sort of like a sweet wine that's a little bit stronger. And I have never had Cynar alone, but this bottle makes it look like it's a really like dark colored liqueur. I don't know. Let's give these a taste real quick. So I've got this nice fancy IKEA shot glass, and I'm just gonna open these bottles and try a little quick flavor of each to figure out what they're like. It actually smells pretty alright. It's early to be drinking. Yeah, tastes like aquavit. Oh boy, I was not ready to be drinking today. Oh yeah, well, that's aquavit. So let's try the sweet vermouth. Why is this so hard to open? What the fuck? It smells like a sweet vermouth. A little winey. Let's take a little bit less than I did with the aquavit. Well, it goes down much easier. It's actually really good. It's like kind of a more chocolatey, maybe a little bit. Rich and vibrant notes of cocoa, citrus, rhubarb, and a balanced bitter undertone. I'd say that's what it tastes like. All right, now for the Cynar. Ooh. I think I built it up that it was going to smell a lot worse. Oh boy. All right. Oh, I was wrong. Yeah, that tastes really good. Definitely like a vegetable type flavor, but yeah, not bad at all. Wow. Okay. These three, I think, will mix really nice. It seems like these flavors are correct based on what I remember. So this is a Negroni style cocktail. So what that means is that each ingredient is an equal amount in the cocktail, and it's a stirred drink, so it's all like kind of straight with ice. So each thing should have about 1 ounce in the drink, and it all mixes together, and it should taste great. And that's how I would explain it, because I know what I'm talking about. So the first thing we're gonna need to do is get some ice in a glass. And so now what we do is we take everything in 1 ounce amounts and put it in here. What they say is that you usually do everything in the order of how expensive it is. So whatever costs the most, that's what you do first. No, it's the opposite of that. So the idea is that if you put in the cheapest ingredient first, then if you mess up, you aren't wasting as much product. But I'm not gonna fuck up because it's all 1 ounce things. I did aquavit first. I should have done the sweet vermouth first, but whatever. And then I would have done the aquavit, and then I would have done the Cynar, because this bottle, which is gigantic, is also more expensive because it's, I mean, they're both imported. I don't know why it's more expensive. I think it's just a giant bottle. And also, like, this bottle is huge, and nobody buys this. So, like, why would you do this? Why would you make it like this? Anyway, that's our glass. Now what we do is we take a spoon, and we stir. So we do this for about 30 seconds or so, and now I need a glass with a big old ice cube in it. So we just strain that into a glass with a big old ice cube in it, and there we go. So I guess I have to drink this now, and it's the middle of the day, and let's see what we get here. Yeah, it's pretty good. I definitely think the reason that it is so good is because this is like surprisingly good. It's good. You see this giant artichoke on the front of it, and you're like, why would I enjoy that? That doesn't seem good to me. But when you mix it with a sweeter like sweet vermouth, sweet, when you mix it with a sweet vermouth, I think it just like kind of gets rid of any of the bitterness of this and puts in more of like a sweet flavor to it. And then meanwhile, the aquavit is just kind of there to complement the flavors. There's a little bit of a vegetable flavor of the aquavit anyway. So I think the way that all three of them combine together just does good work. Would I say that mine fucks as hard as the one that I had in New York? Probably not, because they are obviously much better at this than me. Although I think I've explained this perfectly. I'm sure that there's some talent that they have that I don't. Of course there's talent that they have that I don't. I'm literally just doing this in my kitchen randomly. So there we go. The fault lines, it's good. And if you ever feel like buying all of these, that's how you can make it at home, or just tell a bartender how to do it. So yeah, thanks for watching this. If you enjoyed, I'm glad, because I just want to do and talk about cool stuff that I enjoy on my channel, and that's all that matters to me. So if you did like it, hit a like button, whichever like or dislike you feel like. And yeah, I'll check you guys in the next one. Maybe I'll make another one. Maybe I'll make another delicious drink, or maybe I'll wait until nighttime to do it rather than doing it in the middle of the day. Thanks, everybody, and bye. The video starts out with me making a fucking cat noise.